Before the birth of the sugar lighter shell, cigars were considered the most perfect smoking device, first of all, because the diameter of the cigar is large, so when we are in the process of suctioning, the air inflow is very slow. It's not the same as cigarettes. The diameter of the cigarette is too small, so when we are in the process of suctioning, the air inflows very quickly. This causes high temperature combustion. However, the air inflow rate of a cigar may only be about 1/10 of that of a cigarette, so it is less likely to cause high temperature combustion. Of course, the high temperature of cigars and cigarettes is unavoidable because they all have a process of transformation from charcoal to ash. This is the process of high temperature combustion, but cigarettes, because the speed at which the air comes in is particularly large, so it's hotter. Cigars also burn at high temperatures, but cigars have such a long capillary cooling process. Such a long, natural capillary cooling process, it can make the smoke cool and very comfortable. And it's also a long capillary filtration process. It can absorb off tar and some high-temperature pyrolytes. So the smoke is more pleasant. So even though the burning temperature of the cigar is not low, the smoke we smoke is very pleasant. Another important point is, there are places for the moisture of the cigar to escape. The basic structure of a cigar and a cigarette is the same. Its coat also burns together, so its moisture can be drained away at any time. It doesn't have a thick shell to block the moisture that needs to be drained away. This is important. That's why cigars can be made very long, because it didn't accumulate too much moisture. That's why, before the birth of the sugar lighter shell, cigars were the only smoking device that could control such excellent leaf of cigar. No other kind of smoking device can control the cigar leaves. The cigar tobacco is so good and so wild. It's like a wild horse, no one can tame it. In the past, only cigars could tame cigar leaves. But the sugar lighter shell can tame all the natural tobacco leaves. First, it provides a heat source for low-temperature combustion at 600 degrees. Second, it directly cuts off the high-temperature combustion process of tobacco from charcoal to ash. Therefore, any tobacco leaves put into the sugar lighter shell are burned at low temperature. And because the sugar lighter shell uses small-diameter tobacco, so we just need to master one thing: gentle suction. And let the air flow into the small-diameter tobacco a little slower. Then the whole combustion process is a perfect low-temperature combustion. So we just need to master this, gentle suction. Then the sugar lighter shell is a smoking device that is even better than a cigar. That's why the sugar lighter shell is very sweet when using any kind of natural tobacco, which includes cigars, cigarettes and any natural tobacco, without any limitations.